Welcome to the 2013 AFA meetings. Thank you all for coming. It was a great meeting and it was a pleasure being here. The start of business, I've got just a couple of announcements to make. First off, the election results. As a lot of people already anticipated, Rob Stambaugh has been elected president. And our president-elect is Luigi Zingales. And for vice president, Patrick Bolton has been elected. And we elected 3 directors as well: Jonathan Burke, Francesca Cordelli, and Ivo Welch. So thank to all the people that ran, and thank you for all voting. We also had 3 outgoing board members: Nicholas Barberis, Marcus Brunemeyer, and Robert McDonald. Thank you guys for your service to the profession. And I would like to thank Rob Stambaugh for organizing this great program. And
many individuals deserve thanks for their roles in producing this year's conference program, certainly more than I can name here. I would just like to mention Kathy Challand at SSRN and William Mann, a PhD student at Wharton, who were especially helpful to me throughout the past year. I'd also like to thank all the session chairs for their work in selecting papers and discussants and for running the sessions. And of course, I'd like to thank all the session participants for their ultimate roles in making the meeting a success. As you know, AFA sessions continue tomorrow. There are 18 more of them. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the meetings. I guess I'll now turn things over to Dwayne Seppi to give a report as the Executive Secretary-Treasurer.
Hello. I'll be very brief. The first thing I want to tell you are that the finances of the association are strong. We had a large capital gain on our portfolio of $1.3 million, and our operating income was stable, which led to net earnings for the year of $1.7 million, giving the American Finance Association total net worth of $12 million. So the association has the assets it needs to have in order to be able to carry out its mission. So we have the assets that we need to have in order to be able to carry out the mission of the association. As an important example of that, in December of this last year, the association launched a new website, and that was a significant effort led by Campbell Harvey, who spent a lot of time on this, and I think definitely deserves a round of applause as recognition. The website has a number of improvements over the previous website, including an updated design and improved navigability, a number of new interesting features, most significantly a feature featuring the top 50 cited articles in the entire history of the Journal of Finance. The back catalog of the Journal of Finance is in the process of being digitized. All issues after 2004 are now fully searchable and have been digitized. Before 2004, there's limited amount of improved searchability, but the association has a project underway to digitize the entire back issue of the Journal of Finance going back to 1940. There are also a number of other new, exciting, interesting features in the work, so stay tuned. I'll now turn over the time to the Journal of Finance editor, Ken Singleton.
Okay. Thank you. It's nice to be here for the first time and for some years to come. And we're both I and my co-editors, Bruno and Michael, are honored to be in this position and helping the profession as best we can, serving as editors of the Journal of Finance. I just want to say a few words about what has changed and a little bit about what's been going on this year. Just to give you some facts to summarize what's going on at the Journal of Finance, the new submissions and resubmissions have virtually unchanged from last year. We're running around 1,300 for the year in total, and we hope that number stays consistent. Indeed, we're welcome to see it go up if you're so inclined. We would welcome your submissions. Turnaround time remains excellent. A large percentage of them come within just a few days, and we're trying to keep the tail at the other end very low. We had a slight uptick this year in number of papers over 100 days before getting feedback, but the good news is that even the longest paper only took a little over 180 days, and we've been talking with Cam about this, and our anticipation is that upper tail will actually be falling over the coming months, and this will be facilitated by a number of things, including the fact that we have 3 editors now working on your submissions pretty much full time. The probability of a first round revise and resubmit for 2012 was, again, almost unchanged from 2011, and we'll probably see some upward drift in that. My guess is, for reasons I'll explain in just a minute, over the coming years. All of the acceptances this past year are under Cam's regime, and the statistics actually, I think, are fantastic. There's a large percentage of papers that are accepted after the first revision, and well over 80%, we're striving towards over 90% of the papers are accepted in the second round. So the goal, obviously, is to bring the number of rounds down to a minimum. Again, we're going to aspire to even improve this further if we can. We have 3 editors working to give you detailed and guidance and prioritization of what issues you should be looking at in thinking about revising papers, so that hopefully we'll have many more papers that will be actually accepted after the first round in the resubmission. If you look at the top 3 journals and the number of total papers that were published, you can see the Journal of Finance is at the lower end. That's sort of associated with both. We have a run-up in the number of submissions over the last few years. We have had a decline in the probability of a revise and resubmit. In 2011, 2012, we published 60 papers. My forecast is, again, going forward, conditional on all of you sending us your best papers, is that this number is going to be drifting up over the next couple of years, so that we'll see both an increase in the probability of a revise and resubmit, and also moving up towards more papers per year, probably 70 to 80-ish, something like that. So we'll see how that plays out, but that would be my guess. Total number of sites in the Journal of Finance still remains extremely high. Among all the economics journals, it comes in number 3. The one-year impact factors, again, put the Journal of Finance right near the top among the top economics journals. Actually, it's very nice that 2 of the top 3 finance journals sit among the top 4 in economics in terms of impact, and I think that's commendable to our profession. In terms of 5-year impact factors, the Journal of Finance is sort of nudged its way up to number 3 among all economics journals. We're proud of that, and hope and aspire to continue to publish high-impact papers going forward. There have been a number of initiatives this year. I won't go through all the details. I should say that you're welcome to contact or approach any of us as co-editors about how we're running the journal and how we're relating to each other. Maybe I'll just say a word about that. We do have 3 co-editors now of the Journal of Finance. We are essentially equal co-editors. We collaborate an enormous amount, which is making it just tremendous fun to be working with Michael and Bruno. We are constantly in discussions about all of the papers that we're going out for revise and resubmit, and all 3 of us are ultimately making our own final editorial decisions. So the work is being divided across the 3 of us, and I think that is going to make it much easier for us to give extensive and detailed feedback on a broader cross-section of papers. We did introduce a new appeals process. It has not yet been used. We're happy with that. It's there to be used if you're so inclined. Details are available on the JF website. But it's very transparent how one would appeal. Obviously, mistakes do get made, and we welcome feedback with our authors about that, and we will do our best to explore valid appeals. We have a new editorial system, Editorial Express, for online submissions. John Russ has been great in helping us set that up, and it's working very well. And Dwayne already mentioned some of the other initiatives that are going on with the web page and apps and other things that are coming up, so I won't take more of our time. A long list of thank yous. First and foremost, of course, to my co-editors, Bruno and Michael. It's been fantastic working with them, and we're excited about moving forward in the coming months. We're only 6 months into this, and we're all smiling and having a great time, aren't we, guys? Second, I'd like to thank Cam Harvey. He has made our life quite comfortable and helped a lot in the transition, providing an enormous amount of guidance and information, and we're grateful for that. Wendy Washburn, our editorial assistant, she's just been fantastic for the journal. Most of you know her name, and she plays a big role in the background. We're grateful she's staying on. She's excited about staying on. Our associate editors and referees make it sort of all possible for us to proceed in a timely fashion, give you feedback in a constructive way. And then, of course, finally, all of you as authors who send us your manuscripts, we're grateful for that and look forward to reviewing more of them going forward.